What's really annoying about continuing to live life every day is the fact that so many people just come up off your energy or want to come up off your energy, whether it's like in a sacrificial type of way or they're just living off your energy and off your money, right? Just trying to block you or actually like stealing from you, whether it's physically or spiritually, and like still not wanting to give you credit for like your energy, your ideas, who you are, how they had to look to you for inspiration, are still looking at you or watching you for inspiration, but still lying on you every day. And it just seemed like it just got worse and worse over the years, like more and more people involved in groups, to the point where it's like, you know, my case is so big, it's like it's damn near like feels like, you know, the higher ups involved, the government's involved. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who's not crooked, who is crooked, whatever. And like basically just going every day, just trying to like listen to my intuition and stuff, because that's the only way I'm gonna get through and be able to make decisions, is with what I'm being told, not with whatever voices, whatever people are trying to get inside my mind and get inside my head every day, because that's just like really what people are trying to do to me. It's just very much being attacked very heavily, and like the spiritual warfare only got more intense over the years, ever since I survived a lot of the attacks and stuff. You know, a lot of people are not happy about that, so it's just been a wild ride, a long journey, and just really people not wanting me to speak my truth. And so it's a lot of like chaos energy and like anger being projected like onto me, or just like in the collective. But really I'm feeling like I'm more attacked than a lot of people, so I feel like I constantly have to deal with it all the time. But yeah, it just seems like people do not want to give me credit. They don't want to give me my lineage credit. They want to just like shit on us, and they want to just, and then, you know, they want to blame us for like their karma and stuff like that. So I didn't think that I was walking karma, so, you know, and if people just told the truth, you know, they would be, you know, better off. You know, the consequences would still be there, but I just don't think it would be as bad, or, you know, it's going to be as bad for these people. But it's not really for me to decide or worry about, and it's not for you to care about or worry about. So the whole goal is to like distract you from where you're going or like what you're working on. That's the whole reason for it, so that you don't continue on and you don't get what is rightfully yours. Whatever legacy I'm trying to live out, or destiny, it feels like people are constantly just trying to steal that. So I have to constantly, you know, be aware of that. And it's like hard to even have people in your life. You can't even really have relationships, friendships, even jobs. That's even hard once you're as targeted as I am. I like that color car. Like a lot of grounding energy I'm getting. So the car was brown, like a caramel brown, and I was like, I never see that color on a car that often. So I'm getting like a lot of like earthly vibes and like grounding and stuff, because people are trying to literally project the energy of you being crazy. Or like for me, I know it's like a lot of like energy projection, so trying to stress me out, trying to make me, you know, be ill health, or like just go crazy, right, in the energy, so that I do end up somewhere, or I do end up hurting myself or having something happen. Like that's what a lot of these energies are projecting, because they don't want the truth out there. They don't want it being further spoken about. And some of these people, like some of the organizations, are organizations in power and things like that, that just decided they wanted to like ruin my life and make sure I never had any friendships or relationships, because they're fraudulent, they're liars, they're living off of me and my energy, my money. They're trying to steal all my ideas or whatever, or block my creativity, my intellectual property, or take it for themselves. So it's just hard when like you're dealing with individuals that you know have money and have a lot more than you, because it's just like, not saying everybody's not on your side or everyone's bad person, whether they have money or they don't have money. Like I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for me, my situation, I know it's a lot of people. So it can feel hard when it just feels like, oh, it's you against the world, or you against like half the world. But what they want you to do is they want you to give up. They don't want you to keep fighting for what is owed to you, or what is yours. So yeah, but I'm also not forcing anything in my life, because I feel like other people made their choices, I made my choices. and that was choosing myself, even though it's been hard. But I feel like I even need to go further, harder in like choosing myself, which would be like cutting off my whole family, everybody in the community, just cut off the whole state, because evidently it's like the state's involved, and you know, I'm not, they're, you know, in restricting me and stuff. So it's just like, yeah, I'd rather just cut everybody off somehow. And that's why they tried to like stop my income so hard, try to block it, was because they don't, it's like a violation of my rights. They don't want me being able to live, take care of myself, or to have money to actually leave and safely get out of a situation. It's kind of like, you know, they want to know my every move because they want it for themselves, or they don't want me to have it, even though I'm the one putting in the work for myself. I'm the only one that has my back, besides like, oh, my spirit team, or oh, like whoever's in the 5D realm. So it's just hard because most people are codependent, and I had to not be that way, because it was just constant people trying to set me up and all of that and whatever, thinking they got away with something. But no one ever really gets away with anything at the end of the day, because it always comes back on those individuals, whatever groups, organizations, it always comes back on them. So that's just something I'm reminding myself, regardless of what's going on. It's not really my problem. They're just trying to put their karmic debt onto me, or they're trying to take it out on me. But everyone has free will, so, and then it's just the energy of people constantly trying to take away my free will, because they just can't stand me. They don't want me being seen. They don't want no one to like me, especially they don't want me with my person, my counterpart. They're terrified of that, if that comes back together. So there's just a lot of energies around that are just like pick-me's, gold diggers, you know, trying to always seem like they're better than me, but they had to put me down to feel better. They had to do the most to make themselves more seen and look in a better light. So I'm like, I'm not forcing nobody, and I'm not begging for anything, or just like, you know, I'm not doing any of that, because like, what, it should just flow naturally and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I do see how I really have to fight harder than most people. Like, I have to keep fighting for everything in my life, because motherfuckers don't want me having shit. They don't want me creating shit. They don't want me having shit. So yeah, because they just can't sustain themselves without my energy. They can't come up without my energy. But yet, you know, it's like these people don't give a fuck about me, and I don't give a fuck about them either, because it's like all the stalking, all the crime, everything that's gone on over all these years. It's like, you know, I'm owed some type of money for sure. It's always like people trying to make me feel like I need a toilet paper all the time, or I need to, you know, constantly be going through all this harshness. But really, that's what was created, like man-made disaster type of thing. That's what was created for me. And then you really don't. It's like I just kind of exist as an entity in the communities where I'm from, like where I reside right now still. It's like I just kind of exist as that, and then I'm like within it, but I'm not like a part of it. And I don't think I ever felt that way. Since I was a child, it always felt like I did not belong here. So it's not as like, oh, you just think you're better than people. It's just like, you know, a lot of people want to move away from what they knew, from the trauma, from the pain, from whatever, or they just simply don't belong there, and they know that there's something or someone better out there for them, and it's like people just don't want me to have it. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my thoughts of what's going on in the energy and what's going on lately. Just a lot of people trying to come up off of people, and if that means they gotta do the most, put other people down, or just steal and trying to make something theirs that's not theirs. That's what is going on, at least for me. I know anything that I create, motherfuckers want to claim it's theirs, or they don't want to give me credit for my wisdom, for my story. They want to like block that out and like claim everything as their own, claim my persona as theirs, and that's just not what it is. But oftentimes, you know, you don't have control over other people's actions. I don't have control over, you know, I only have control over my own. But it is traumatizing. It has been a very traumatizing journey due to the fact that those things have happened, and I feel like there hasn't been a lot of justice. But it's like, you're not always going to see their karma. Like, I'm probably not gonna see their karma. You don't know what's going on. People can put on fake appearances, and it looks like, oh, they have all this money, they're happy, they're doing great, but really they're going through karma behind the scenes. Like, you just might not ever see it. But I think it's worse when it's like people you don't even know, or it's like people you briefly came across, and like you just don't even fucking know them. So it's like, but like I said, everyone is connected and involved in trying to bring my demise, or trying to force a certain outcome so that I get the short end of the stick forever, or I just don't get what it is that I want. But like, I'm good with being a loner anyways. Like, I've never been that kind of person. Like, I'm desperate, pressed for friends, or like a relationship, or like whatever, or a job if it's not working out or making me happy, just whatever. So it's like really just learning to go with the flow and like ground yourself. I think that's gonna be heavy because it's a lot of just negative attacks, energy, people trying to literally make you spiral, like make, you know, if you're heavily intuitive or just like whatever, light empath or darker empath or just a dark empath, or just you have any type of abilities like that, dark and light, whatever, type of like, you know, clear audience, any type of gifts, anything like that. It's just they're trying to make it seem like schizophrenia. They're trying to make it seem like you have some mental health condition, you're going crazy, but really it's being projected on us at this time. At least I know for me, it's being projected heavily onto me at this time to kind of almost feels like a psychosis, like to make you feel like you're not seeing things correctly, you're not hearing things correctly, you're not, you know, on the right path, you sabotaged, you did this, you sabotaged this opportunity or this relationship or this or that, when really that's not really the case. Like if your intuition told you to leave certain people, places, things behind, or get out of Dodge at any point, I'm pretty sure that was the right thing that you were supposed to do. So it's just a lot of people trying to make you feel bad, or just collective, like I know for me, like make me feel bad in the energy constantly all day, every day. But that's just so they just don't want you to win. So yeah.